Welcome to another edition of BNL Coaches Corner. This week we talk with BNL coach Steve Weber about the BNL football team off to a 2-2 start, going into a homecoming game against Seymour. We'll also visit with Kelsey Pace, the girls' soccer coach, and members of her team. We'll be right back with Coach Steve Weber after this.
Whatever your needs, Bedford Ford Lincoln Roush has the right vehicle at the right price for you. For the best deals and the best service, come visit us today. Your vehicle problems will bite the dust.
Welcome back to another edition of BNL Coaches Corner. We are joined by BNL football coach Steve Weber, coming off a loss at New Albany last week, going into homecoming against Seymour. Coach, 2-2, you won your first two. You've lost a couple in the HHC since then. What have you learned about your team after the last two road games?
Well, we're not as deep as I was hoping we'd be. We're playing hard. Kids are really working hard. Problem is, going both ways, kind of getting to them. If you look at the games, the second quarter, fourth quarter, we kind of slide a little bit. First quarter, third quarter, pretty strong. So we got to get in better shape, make less mistakes, hold on to the ball, and I think we're okay. But I know this: the kids work hard. They're going to play hard. We just got to get in better shape.
After the 2-0 start, confidence very high. Has that eroded any since the last two games?
I don't know if it's eroded. They learned that there's a lot of things they got to work on. There was no misconceptions about the first two games, and there was no misconceptions about what we were going to face in the HHC. So the kids are working hard. They know the ultimate goal is for sectional. We're getting ourselves in a position to make a run there, and if we're able to win some games in the conference, win the conference, or finish second, third, whatever it might be, that's nice and good. But the ultimate goal is to win that sectional title, so that's what we're working on.
Everybody's going to focus on the fact that you lost, and you mentioned the fumbles. You had some ball security issues, but what have you done well in here lately that you can build on going forward?
I think offensively we're moving the ball. We've not had a lot of trouble. People have thrown a lot of defenses at us, a lot of different looks and blitzes here and there. We know we have the answers to what they're doing to us. Now we just got to connect on those answers. So, what we're doing is working. We just got to get the guys to make plays now. So, I'm happy with that. That's the good part of this.
Yeah, it also seems in these last couple of weeks you settled on some positions as far as McCall at quarterback. But you also mentioned that you're still some work in progress in other areas. How long will that go on during the season?
Well, that's gonna be a season-long thing. To be honest with you, we give our kids, if they got an opportunity, they're playing better in practice, or if they earn it, we're gonna move them in that spot and let it happen. But as the year goes on, you got kids that are dinged up, get some injuries take place. Some kids that you thought could do the position just maybe can't do it. Change positions. So we're gonna keep molding, keep sculpting until we get the right mixture out there. And if that takes a sectional time, then it takes sectional time.
You mentioned an injury. Jamie Decker, he was in the mix of quarterback and then was playing wing on the offense.
Right.
Broken collarbone after the season. What does that do to your team?
Well, it absolutely is a huge loss. Jamie, not only did he work extremely hard, probably harder than any of the guys we had on our team in the summer, as far as being at everything we do, he also knew the entire offense inside and out. And I dare say probably knew the line blocking as well. So he's a kid that could play quarterback, he could have played wing back, he could have played split end, he could have played tailback if he wanted to, or if we needed him to.
Tough runner.
Tough runner, and it's just very smart, so it hurts us, let alone being the second quarterback. And, I don't want to say the first string second team quarterback. I had two quarterbacks, and to be honest, McCall got the job, he's playing well, but not because he was so much better, it's because Jamie was also needed elsewhere at different positions. So Jamie's knowledge, allowed that to happen. And so now we're kind of hurting, at the wing position. And, God forbid something happens with McCall. Now, we got Drew Hensley backing up and ready, but, Drew's coming off of a year absence. And, he just doesn't have the grasp that Jamie had. He's getting there. He's getting a lot of reps. But, Jamie had knew the offense.
Coach, thanks for joining us again this week. We'll be right back with the BNL girls soccer team after this.
For the best in exciting new cars and trucks. For the best deals on used cars. For the best in service after the sale, visit Bedford Ford Lincoln Roush.
Welcome back to BNL Coaches Corner. We are joined by members of the BNL girls soccer team, Coach Kelsey Pace and Carly Klein, here to discuss the Stars' fast start to the 2016 season, off to a great start with a 7-3-1 record and coming off an impressive performance in the Hoosier Cup in Bloomington. Kelsey, thanks for being here on the show. This is your second year, I believe, with the team? Third year with the team.
Yeah.
The pride that you have in this team, what you've been able to build up, especially being a former member of it yourself.
Yeah, the program means a lot to me. So just being able to coach the program is already special to me. Coming in and having 2 winning seasons already, and we're on our way to our third is a really big deal. So it means a lot to me. I'm a little intense sometimes, and they think I'm a little nuts, but I just have pride in the school and in the program and in the sport, and I expect a lot from them, and that's because I love it so much.
Has that filtered down? Do you think they've grasped that, what it means now?
Yeah, I think it took us a little bit. We always tell them, like, it's almost like they had to learn to win, like learn to be, they didn't expect it of themselves. And so yeah, I think that it's trickled down, especially with this group. Carly, this group of girls was my first freshman class, so I've had them all 3 years. So they kind of know me and know my intensity and know what I expect, and they've learned to be winners, and they do it well.
It's also a family affair. Your husband, Justin, helps you on the sideline. Your father, Sandy, who coached earlier and with the boys program. So I'm assuming soccer is a major point of conversation in your household.
It is. My mom and the rest of my siblings kind of laugh because we have family dinner every Sunday, and they'll kind of migrate to the other room because the 3 of us, it's just a soccer conversation all the time. And you know, it's okay that my mom kind of joins in, and she'll send us texts from the sidelines and say, hey, I think so-and-so needs a break or whatever. So it's kind of it is a family affair. It's just in our blood.
What about this team in particular? We've talked in the past about, you had some high expectations, and you have them again this year. What can this team achieve on the field?
This team can win sectionals. Which
has never been done.
Never been done. We've never beaten a Bloomington team as far as I know. I know we didn't in my 4 years, my sister's 4 years. So it's a big job, but it's something that this team is capable of. And we wanted a conference championship. I don't know that that's in our sights right now, but we're going to finish strong, and we're certainly going for that sectional title. And I know that this team can do it.
Carly, what about soccer in this community? You've grown up playing the game and obviously love the game. Has it been accepted, and is it growing? Because we've heard for a long time how soccer was going to boom in popularity, and there's a lot of little kids playing. But talk about your love for the game.
Oh, my whole family is into soccer. All my brothers do it, and everybody that I've grown up does it. And it's a big part, and it's growing way more over the years than it used to be. I know that there's a program out here, Orbit, and then they're getting better, and then they're building and coming to BNL, and then we're continuing with that. So it's definitely grown.
You've switched positions this year. Last year you were more forward, looking for offensive opportunities. Now you're in the midfield, which is a very important job. How has that adjustment gone for you?
Oh yes, I think it's good because I can help deliver the ball from the midfield to the forwards, and even though I'm not scoring, my team is still winning, and I'll play wherever is needed of me. So it's just you do what you have to do to win.
People probably don't realize some of the physicality of soccer. There's a lot of collisions. There's probably some things going on that people don't see. What goes on the field out there?
Oh, it is intense. I'll tell you. I mean, the team we're playing tomorrow is probably one of the most aggressive teams that we will play this season. So we're preparing for that, and you have to come out there aggressive because the other team's going to be. So you just have to be a little more aggressive than them.
Do you surprise people, and do you surprise yourself with what you can do on the field as far as flexing a little muscle now and then?
Definitely, I don't think people see it in me as much to be as aggressive, but I can be if you get to me. So.
Kelsey, what's been the strength of this team so far?
Our leadership, not just seniors. I mean, Carly's a junior and she's a captain, and I really just think our seniors, our leadership, and just the overall team camaraderie that they have this year. They play as a team, and they build each other up as a team. They pick each other up as a team, and I think that has a lot to do with our success this year. But also, really, I don't want to take away from Carly and the other 3 captains because their leadership has been key in our wins.
Okay, Kelsey, thanks for coming on. We'll be right back with the 3 BNL senior captains after this.
Get your feet moving and dance on down to Bedford Ford Lincoln Roush. Our selection, sales, and service are a hit. For the best in award-winning vehicles and quality care, cut loose and visit us today.
Welcome back to BNL Coaches Corner. We are joined by the senior members of the BNL soccer team, the captains. We're joined by Kat Emery, Margie Williams, and Kiana Brown. And welcome, girls. Thanks for being here today. Kiana, you're a three-sport athlete.
Oh, yeah.
Basketball, soccer, and softball. How do you handle all that?
Well, I honestly just take it one season at a time. Normally I get a week's break in between, but this year not so much since it's my senior year and I want to get on the ball this time. But honestly, it's really hard between going home or going straight to practice right after school, doing my homework, or trying to get as much as I can done. Sometimes it can't even be done, but I do my best.
4 goals in each of the last 2 games. An offensive explosion. I think Kat scored 5 once last year, so you're a little bit short of her. Are you going after her record here?
Honestly, I guess you can say it's a little friendly competition, but it's just more of a competition between me and myself.
Margie, you're a defender. You're in the back row where people you lose notice of you, but you have an important job. Talk about your job on the defense back there and what you're seeing from the back row.
I try to help as much as possible to communicate where people need to be and get the ball up to the right spots so we can potentially score.
Now behind you, you have a new goalie this year, Gabby Wilson, stepping in for Jackie Dufresne, did a great job back there.
Yeah.
So do you feel a little bit more pressure to do a little more to keep some of the heat off of your new goalie back there?
No, I think she's pretty good. She knows what she's doing, so we're pretty confident in her.
Now, if the offense is doing well like it has the last few games, defense can maybe get a little boring back there. So how do you pass the time when the ball's on the other end of the field sometimes?
We kind of chitter chatter a little bit, make the time go fast, but no, it's fun to watch.
And especially when your team is scoring goals like they have been lately. Kat, your offense last year, a tremendous year scoring the ball. This year, you got a lot of help. Kiana's doing it well. Alexi Russell's chipping in several goals. So how do you see your role being redefined this season?
I see me more of like setting up Kiana and Lexi to set them up for a goal instead of just me taking all the shots.
What about this team? You guys are off to a really good start. Struggled a little bit in the conference games, but as Coach mentioned before, looking ahead to the sectional, you guys feel you're on the right trajectory for that.
Yeah, we're right on the way up to the top, I'm sure.
What's been key for you guys so far this season?
I just think intensity in every game, trying to get the full 80 minutes.
Is that hard to do sometimes?
Yeah, I guess sometimes.
Kiana, you guys are now headed toward kind of the second half of the season, the home stretch here. So what's going to be important going forward? Looking at back, the Hoosier Cup was a tremendous experience for you guys, bringing home a trophy. So has that momentum, carried forward for you guys?
It definitely has. I think we did play, like all of the teams that we played there were decent, and we hung in with them. And we're actually playing Seymour. We played them at Hoosier Cup. We tied them, so it's giving us a little bit more of something to go after them, as well as sectionals are on down the road, and we tied North earlier on this season.
So something to prove for you guys
Yeah.
still going forward. Margie, what about your senior season? Has it lived up to what you thought it would be, and what would make it an ultimate success in your mind?
Sectional title, I think. That's
Yes.
that's been our goal for ever, so that's what we want.
Kat, what would a sectional title mean to this team? It has never been done in the program history. Can you even imagine it?
Yes, we were so close 2 years ago, I think. And ever since then, I've just wanted to get one.
And because the trophy case is a little bit barren without a girls'
Yeah.
soccer sectional title in it. But what about in comparison to other sports at the school? I mean, obviously basketball, football get a lot of notice. Girls' soccer, you guys are making a name for yourself. You think you guys have starting to put soccer on the map at
Yes.
BNL? What will be you do that going forward? What can you guys do to even more recognition?
I don't know, just getting our sectional number up there on the banners. Everybody else has one, but we don't.
Looks a little bad without you.
Yeah.
All right, girls, thanks for joining us. Good luck for the rest of the season. That wraps up another edition of BNL Coaches Corner. Next week, we'll be back to talk more football, and we'll look ahead to some of the other sports that are going on at Bedford North Lawrence. We want to thank Pizza Hut for being our host each and every week. Until next week, thanks for watching.